Huckster here. And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days I will pour out my Spirit. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. Therefore the great and terrible day, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. That's from Joel chapter 2, verse 28 and 4 up to 31. We know that the first part of Joel's prophecy began to be fulfilled at the day of Pentecost, in that last day. At Pentecost, God poured out His Spirit, enabling believers to prophesy, dream, prophetic dreams, and see visions. So what about the other part of Joel's prophecy about the earthly and heavenly wonders that were to take place? Where were there blood, fire, and pillars of smoke? And when did the sun turn into darkness and the moon into blood? It's very important that we notice that there's no break in the passage of Joel. So there can't be a gap there like a lot of Christians today say, that there's approximately 2,000 year gap in Joel's prophecy, because these things simply didn't happen on the day of Pentecost or even afterwards. Let's see if the Bible reflects that. First, it's already been demonstrated in the Bible that the last days were the days in which the writers of the New Testament and the original readers were still alive. Hebrews verse 1 and 2, Hebrews chapter 1 verse 1 and 2, in these last days. And there's many others. Those last days ended when the old covenant age came to an end. Peter said that the earthly and heavenly wonders were to be shown in the last days. So it must have happened in the last days. These wonders were to be shown in that first century, at Pentecost or shortly after. The heavenly wonders involving the sun and the moon are not to be taken literally, as most people read the Bible as being literal, as written to them about things that are happening today. They're to be understood metaphorically. In the Old Testament, usage of such language demands that we understand it as metaphorically. We see from the Old Testament that God used such expressions referring to His judgment upon peoples. For instance, after the Lord delivered David from the land of his enemies and from the land of Saul, David praised God, saying, "The earth shook and quaked, and the foundation of the mountains were trembling and were shaken. The channels of the waters appeared. and the foundations of the earth were laid bare. Those things didn't literally happen when God delivered David. David was simply using metaphorical style of the prophets. In Isaiah, we read about God's judgment on ancient Babylon. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. Their sun shall be darkened, and it is going forth. And the moon shall not cause her light to shine. I shall make the heavens tremble, and the earth will be shaken from its place. That prophecy was literally fulfilled when Babylon fell to the Medes in 539 BC. In Ezekiel laminated over Pharaoh, king of Egypt, saying, I will cover the heavens and darken their stars. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. All the shining lights of the heaven will darken over you, and will set darkness on your land, declares the Lord God. That prophecy was also non-literally fulfilled in 530 BC. The language used is figurative, covering the heavens and darkening the stars. Was an indication of God's judgment upon Egypt. Whenever God sent a foreign army to invade a people, it could be said that the heavens of those people was being darkened above them, and that the earth was being shaken. Essentially, God rocked their world. End of round 3. Peace, love, justice, understanding, music, and friends.